Now you might not have even realized that these two words have different meanings because people get them mixed up all the time. But they are actually used in different ways. So let's find out how. Hey guys, what's up? My name is Cashlyn. Welcome back to my channel. I know English can definitely be confusing and annoying sometimes, especially when you have to deal with words like advice versus advise, desert versus dessert, and who versus whom. Such similar words can make us so frustrated. But don't worry, today we are going to be looking at all of those confusing pairs of words, as well as some others that are super commonly confused in English. So let's get into the video. Our first pair of confusing words today is desert and dessert. One is a tasty treat and one gives you sandy feet. But which is which? Dessert with two S's is a sweet treat. It's the sweet meal that you eat after you've finished your main course. So maybe after you've eaten all of your dinner, you get to have some ice cream for dessert. A desert is a large area of land with no water and often not many trees or animals, like the Sahara Desert. Make sure that if you're ordering dessert, you put that extra S in there, otherwise you might end up with a plate of sand. Our next set of confusing words is on time and in time. I've had a lot of questions about these two, which is understandable because they are very, very similar. We'll first take a look at on time. On time means that something happens on schedule, so it happens when it is supposed to happen. For example, if you go to a movie and that movie is supposed to start at 8 o'clock, and it does start at 8 o'clock, the movie started on time. It started when it was supposed to. Another example, if you have an appointment, maybe a doctor's appointment, at 10 o'clock, and you arrive at 9:55. You arrived on time. Not too early that you're waiting there for a long time, and not too late that you're rushing. On time has the meaning of not too early and not too late, just at the time it was supposed to happen. In time, however, has the meaning that something happens just before it becomes late. One more minute and it would be late. For example, maybe you have a class that starts at 9 o'clock and you arrive at class at 8:59, right before the teacher starts talking. You weren't late, you were just in time. Often we use the word just before in time to really emphasize that there is just a tiny amount of time before you would have been late. Our next pair of words were actually suggested by one of my students. So thank you very much for the wonderful suggestion. It is unless and until, and I can definitely understand why these two words get mixed up. They both sound pretty similar and are used in a pretty similar way too. So let's figure out how to use them. First of all, unless is a conjunction, and it means except for a specific condition. For example, unless you eat all your dinner, you won't be getting any dessert. That means that unless the condition that you eat all of your dinner is achieved, is met, then you won't be getting any dessert. Only in that specific condition that you eat your dinner, then you can have some. Until, on the other hand, means up to a certain point in time. For example, you have until 3 p.m. on Friday to finish your homework and give it to me. So an easy way to tell the difference between unless and until is that unless is used for a specific condition. Something will only happen unless that specific condition is met. Whereas until means that something will only happen after a certain time. Now sometimes unless and until are interchangeable, but if you're talking about time, you must use until. You can check down in the description box below for some more examples and quiz questions about using unless and until. Up next is advice and advise. Now these two are extremely similar. The only way that they differ is that one is a verb and one is a noun. Advice with a C, that is our noun. A piece of advice is a suggestion that somebody gives you when they're trying to help you. Advise, on the other hand, is the action of giving advice. So it is the action of that person suggesting things to you when they're trying to help you. So, if you are advising someone, then you are giving them advice. That sentence there is actually a great way to remember how to use advice and advise. Let's move on to the next confusing pair. Up next is who versus whom. Now, many native English speakers also have no idea what the difference is between these two words. And to be honest, in informal speaking, it doesn't really matter. We almost always use who. But in writing and informal speech, it is important to know the difference. So how do we use these two correctly? Firstly, I'll let you know both who and whom are pronouns that refer to a person. Who is a subjective pronoun and whom is an objective pronoun. So this means that who, being a subjective pronoun, should always be used as the subject of a sentence, whereas whom, being an objective pronoun, should be used as the object of a sentence. Just to remind you, the subject of a sentence is the person or thing that does the action, and the object of a sentence is the person or thing that an action is being done to. Let's see some examples of using who and whom in sentences. Who was that knocking on the door? To whom are you writing that letter? Who told you that? With whom am I speaking? Can you see how in those sentences, who is always used as the subject of the sentence, the person that is doing the action? Whom, on the other hand, is used as the object, the thing that the action is being done to. Who is subjective and whom is objective. That is the difference between these two words. And our last ones are everyday and everyday as two words. Now you might not have even realized that these two words have different meanings because people get them mixed up all the time. But they are actually used in different ways. So let's find out how. Everyday as one word is used as an adjective that means ordinarily, something just normal, usual. For example, walking to the shops is an everyday thing for me. It's something I do normally. Everyday, on the other hand, as two words, is an adverb that means daily. This means that something happens every single day. For example, I eat an apple every day. A great way to test if you should be using everyday or everyday as two words is seeing if you can put the word single in between. If you can put the word single between the words every and day, you should be using everyday as two words. But if you can't, you should use everyday as one word. Okay, and those are all of our words that we're looking at today. These are some very, very commonly misused words, so I hope that you guys now know how to use them correctly. If you enjoyed and you'd like to see more of my videos, please leave me a like and also subscribe to my channel. Don't forget to hit that notification bell as well so you know when I've posted a new video. You can also send me any questions or comments, suggestions down in the comment box below or on my social media. Have a lovely day, guys. I'll see you later. Bye.